Go time.
All right, so I'm going to hand out this piece of paper. I know I gave it to most of you guys already, but this is an overview of what I'm going to be talking about. So that's yours, Dwayne. You have yours as well, Garrett.
Yes, sir.
So most of you guys already know me. My name's Ethan Adams. I attend University of North Texas. I've been in sales for about a year and a half now. And you know, right now I'm self-taught in regards to what I've learned in sales, but right now through UNT I've been taking a lot of sales classes and learning a lot of valuable information, pretty much in regards to that there. Fun fact about me, I never played a inning of high school baseball, not one inning, but I've got 3 offers right out of high school to play baseball in college. And those coaches had no idea I didn't even make my team. So if that doesn't say anything about how I can sell myself, I don't know what does, because you know, I convinced college coaches to not even ask me about my high school overview, if you will. But I do need to borrow a textbook, a school textbook from somebody. Thank you, I will return this. So you cannot learn life lessons in this textbook. But the lessons you learn will be worth its weight in gold. I know these are expensive, but like I said, the lessons will be worth its weight in gold. There you go. 70%? You're welcome. Actually, let me take this back. I'm going to take this piece of paper right here. Like I said, I've had my sales experience for a year and a half at this point now. So I would like it if each of you guys took 3 seconds to say your name, how much sales experience you have, and then throw it to the person next to you.
Tommy Phillips. I've been in sales for 9 years total.
Great.
Dwayne Colbert. I've been in sales 3 years total.
Austin Meek. I've been in sales for almost 10 years now.
Mike Rodriguez, been in sales 20 years.
Garrett Surratt, 12.5 years.
Nice.
My bad. Mike Hess, I've been in sales for like 23 years.
Sarah Peterson, at least 20 years.
Micro sales, 35 years.
Steve Crum, new to this kind of sales, 1 year.
So how many of you guys here want to earn more money?
Yes.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, cool.
All of you guys? Oh my gosh. You guys are in the right spot here then. Because I'm going to explain to you how to turn door knocking into cash. So there are a lot of pros and cons of this industry here. I'm going to show you how to maximize your earning potential, to maximize the pros, and to make sure you eliminate and try to stay away from all the cons that do come with door-to-door selling. You know, I think one of the most important parts, and just to kind of cut it straight through, is just to listen. So right now, I'm going to listen. Do you guys have any questions for me regarding any of the main points I'm going to be talking about today?
Not yet.
Not yet. Great, thank you. So, off the bat, pros and cons. What are some pros? I know there's some written up here, but Dwayne, what are some pros of door-to-door selling?
Make as much money as you want.
Yep, exactly. That's great. Sarah, pros.
Anyone is your potential lead.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, it's residential, so I mean, obviously you can utilize
Anywhere.
Anywhere,
I mean,
yeah.
within reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Your territory, yeah.
Sure. But there are some cons to this. Garrett, what are some cons of door-to-door selling?
A lot. So you got undesirable interactions, long hours, physically, emotionally exhausting. Doors slamming in your face, people telling you to get bent, you know, don't want nothing to do with you. I mean, just a lot of nastiness you get too on the side of it.
So it's a lot of emotionally exhausting work. It's physically exhausting considering it's door to door. We're going door to door here. And like Garrett just said here, you're gonna get a lot of doors slammed in your face. You're gonna deal with a lot of unpleasant people. But if you can get past that and you can focus on the pros, I mean, you can really earn a lot of money in this industry here. But in order to earn money in this industry, you do got to follow a set of rules, and I will be discussing that here moving forward.
Well, one of the biggest cons to go back to what we're talking about is, you know, it's kind of that desirable interactions. I mean, you're an unwanted person. on
Yeah.
their property. I mean, there's some screeniness to it too.
There
One
is.
of the biggest pros, like that I put into this, talking about it, is that's some great stuff, especially the commissions, is, you know, you're creating self-awareness of yourself, I guess you could say. I mean, you're coming out of your shell.
Mhm.
You're being able to interact with people that you never thought you could. You're taking people out of their comfort zones,
Mhm.
you know, creating more of a mindset for them. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely, yeah. You're bringing that up. So to earn the maximum amount of money, I believe there's 4 things that you need to focus on. First thing is consistency. Second is persistency, and I'll explain the differences between those. Third, you got to ask guided questions, and I'm going to break that down a little bit easier for you guys. And the fourth one, it's just really genuinely understand the prospect's needs. I mean, you can't approach each person the exact same way. You got to listen, hear what they need, and kind of move from there. So I'll definitely get into that really quick. So with consistency, obviously, opportunity equals contacts. The more contacts you have, the more opportunity you have. You know, with consistency, I do believe it's one of the most important things that you can do in door-to-door selling. It's what's going to make or break someone who's in door-to-door sales. You can understand the right things to say. You may be the sharpest salesman, but if you're not consistent, you're not utilizing who you are as a salesman. I mean, you're going to fail in this industry if you're not consistently coming in every day and approaching each day as it's a new day. Personally, I can attest that I struggle with consistency, and that's probably my weakness. So that's something that I'm going to be working on moving forward here. But that is truly something that is important for long-term success here in this industry. If there's anything you're going to take away, be consistent. The next thing is persistency. You may be asking, what's the difference between consistency and persistency in regards to door-to-door selling? With consistency, it's about coming in every day, doing the same thing, putting your head down and just getting to work. But with persistency, it's a little bit different because it's mainly, being persistent in sales is continually asking the prospect, hey, questions in regards to why they're not doing something, or it's almost like fouling off pitches when you're at bat there. If you keep on fouling off pitches, you're going to wait for that right pitch to come. You're just persistently hitting until you're going to get your pitch. That really relates a lot to sales. It helps with customers who are on the fence, or I guess clients that are on the fence. Let's say you're talking to someone, they seem genuinely interested. They're asking questions. And then at the very end, they're kind of backing off from you. Persistency is what's going to close that deal there. You could easily walk away from it and say, okay, well, thanks for your time, and then walk away. But if you're not persistent, if you're not continually saying, well, why? Why don't you want to do this? Asking the proper questions of figuring out why they don't want to do something. If you're persistent enough, you're going to close many more deals. But you got to focus. You got to do it with people on the fence. You can't be persistent with someone who's not interested, because you're just going to upset them. And it's going to make you look unprofessional as well. So there is a time and place to be persistent, but when that time and place does show up, push it. Get there. This is what's going to separate you guys as well. All you top performers. Now, asking guided questions. This is the heart of what I'm trying to talk about today, guys. There is something called spin selling, SPIN, acronym for situation questions, problem questions, implication questions, and then need payoff questions. Those are the order in which you ask questions to a customer to get the best type of, the best channel of flow to get to the conclusion of what you're trying to get to. Why would you do that? You've got to create rapport. That's the first thing with spin selling. Just create rapport. Situation questions, find out what they are doing, what they have. You're just getting to know them, understanding their needs. And a part of that, you're eliminating objections as well before they even bring them up. So that's really important there as well. I went over what spin selling is, the acronym, there it is. I believe it's on your piece of paper that I handed out.
Jason Franco.
Now, like I said, problem questions here, that's the second part. So once you developed rapport with the customer, you've gotten to know them a little bit, you understand what they need to do, then you focus on the problems here. When you ask problem questions, just say the word problem in there. Say, what are some problems that you've had with these weeds? Let's go ahead and just do an example. Tommy, would you mind helping me out here? Okay, so I'm going to be the salesman. You'll be the customer.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll just start fresh. Hey, I'm Ethan. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Well, I work for True Green, and I just wanted to introduce myself, kind of figure out who you are as well, and see if we might be able to help you out. First, I'm going to talk about a situation question. So, how long have you lived here, Tommy?
About 12 years.
12 years, okay. And have you been doing this lawn all by yourself the whole time?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, okay. So, what kind of products do you usually get?
Typically granular stuff from the stores.
Okay, yeah, that's generally what most people get nowadays. That's definitely some good stuff. So now I'm going to switch to the problem questions. So have you had problems with this Dallas grass this whole time?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, you know, just keeps spreading. I mean, I keep trying to kill it, dig it out, but it's just spreading.
Yeah. Have you also had issues with this area by the fence not growing enough grass?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big problem. I think it's lack of sunlight.
Okay, yeah, that can happen. There's also a lot of other reasons that it could be. Luckily, True Green will diagnose that for you guys. So right there, I did a situation question and a problem question. I'm just starting off the foundation right now. Get to know them, get to know their problems as well. So I'm going to quickly move on here. Implication questions. The focus is on the consequence of the problem here. So, let's go back to the. I just asked some problem questions. Now I'm going to move into the implication. I know what problems he has. Now I'm going to use those problem questions, and I'm going to carry them over to the implication, just reword them. So, is having Dallas grass that problem? Is that something that has been concerning you long term? Is it something that you've had a hard time getting rid of?
A couple of years, yeah.
A couple of years, okay. What about that area over there? Has that problem been an eyesore for you and your neighbors as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've worked pretty hard to try and get it, you know, back to where it needs to be, just so that it doesn't look like that compared to all the neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely. So you will agree with me that that's a problem that needs to be addressed one way or another.
Oh yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so I led that problem question into him agreeing to me that that's an issue that needs to be corrected. Last part is need payoff questions. It really builds value of the solution here. It's going to focus the attention for the prospect on the solution rather than the problem. You want the customer to tell you the benefits of why they should sign up for your company. For example, is it important for you to have a green, lush, weed-free lawn? Yeah, of course. And how much time and energy would you save having some professionals take over for you?
On my weekends, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it definitely makes sense, and you can see the benefit in having a professional company come out here and address your lawn. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, he has explained to me the benefits previously, and he is agreeing to me that what needs to be done is necessary for what I can provide. So, SPIN, situation, problem, implication, need, payoff. If you carry it in that order, it's going to help through, like, it's almost like a glacier river. It's just going to flow through that snow. It's just going to flow perfectly through, and before you know it, it's going to be open up to the Atlantic Ocean. So really, the wrap up, the final step is once you've asked all this situation, problem, implication, and need payoff, you're going to want to wrap it up. You're going to want to go for the close. At that point, they're vulnerable. Not that that's the point of sales, trying to get them vulnerable, but at this point, you realize that they have a need. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, you're good. Thank you. Yeah, you're good. Thank you. They have a need. They've already addressed that to you. So right now, we're just going to focus on closing it up. So actually, stand back up. Thank you, Tommy. With everything that we've already talked about here, obviously there's concerns here that you need to have addressed, that you've had a hard time for 12 years you've lived here, you haven't had these addressed. That's okay, that is normal. So I would love to earn your business here today. It's in the next 5 minutes, going to be setting up an account, because I would really love to move forward, work with you to kind of eliminate these concerns that you did address to me earlier on. How does that sound?
Okay.
Great, thank you. That's all I had to say, thank you. So pretty much when you ask for the close, you're just asking for the business. I mean, you guys know this. I'm pretty much preaching to the choir at this point. This is a basic sales 101, ask for the business at the end. Closing is something that's going to take you from interested to let's do it. So it's very basic, but once you get that close, ask for the business. That's the final step. let's go ahead and partner. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. You're partnering with these prospects. And at this point, they are now customers. Really understanding the prospect needs is so important. A lot of people don't do that. We don't listen to what they need. We focus on what we're trying to say. We memorize words. We memorize sayings. Hello, Chase. And it's very important to actually listen and to move along with what they're saying to address their concerns based on what they need. And I think that's something that not a lot of people do. So genuinely understand what they need and guide your questions towards that. You ask questions to understand them because that's the most important part. You're an authentic guide. You're the one out here listening to them. So, really spin selling is the guide. So, to go ahead and wrap this up here, really, I'm going to keep it simple. Listen. Ask the right questions when they ask. Be genuine. Be persistent. And be consistent. And at the end of the day, if you use all of these aspects in your sales process consistently, you're going to be a fantastic door-to-door salesman. You're going to maximize your potential to earn money because you are consistent. You're asking the right questions, and you're persistent, almost like I've right now persistently been telling you guys the same thing at the end here. I'm doing that on purpose. I'm trying to drill this in your head so you guys understand that process. So the book that I used to discuss these here was called Spin Selling by Neil Rackham. I've heard about this book in the past. I took a marketing class. I'm actually still taking a marketing class, and this is the book that we went over on the first half. It'll go a little more in depth about what I'm saying here, but if you guys are interested, this book's great. It costs $2 on Amazon, $2 or $3. It's really cheap. It's about a 200-page book, and once you read it, it's going to really open your eyes to another perspective of selling. It's going to, and it's also going to help you in other areas. If you guys do move on to bigger and better things, then this will help you in the long run as well. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I know you guys are all working. You guys are trying to earn money here, but you guys are awesome.
Nah, man, good presentation.
Hey!